who thought the Eagles were going to win at home on Sunday against the Saints ended up being suckers, including me, because the Saints went in and they took care of Philly. And I was texting with someone in the know about this yesterday before the game, and it's kind of like, you never know which Saints team is going to show up. That's the problem. You think the Eagles are going to win, but you just don't know which Saints team you're going to get. And the Saints defensively are getting healthy enough to be pretty damn competitive. The problem is they got knocked out when the Packers won yesterday. They've got no chance at getting into the postseason, and maybe other teams in the NFC playoff field should be happy because when the Saints are healthy, they can be very good, especially defensively, and that's what happened yesterday. People are saying, well, this just shows how valuable Jalen Hurts is because Gardner Minshew stinks. Well, Gardner Minshew doesn't stink. Or don't just assume Jalen Hurts would have rolled all over the Saints defense yesterday. The Saints may have handled him too. We don't know because we didn't get a chance to see the Saints defense against Jalen Hurts.
Well, right, but I think the one thing that Jalen Hurts does bring that Gardner Minshew didn't bring yesterday is that running element. And we've seen the Eagles offense be that versatile where when the passing game is not necessarily working as well as you would like, then you get Jalen Hurts running the ball, you get Miles Sanders running the ball, and Gardner Minshew just doesn't necessarily bring that element. And you see it goes the pick six right there, and that effectively kind of takes the Eagles out of it and ends the game for him. So I think that's one thing that you could say would have been different with Jalen Hurts in there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Gardner Minshew is bad. I think part of it is Gardner Minshew's the backup quarterback. And when you have your backup quarterback in there, it's going to limit you a little bit offensively. That's just inherent to any team playing its backup.
Yeah, no, look, I agree with you, and they are better off with Jalen Hurts. There's a reason he's the starter, but Minshew, flip side of Jarrett Stidham, Minshew closing out his rookie contract that began with 2 years in Jacksonville, and then he was traded last year to Philadelphia, and the Eagles were very strongly in having a quality backup quarterback, and Minshew, a guy who's surely being evaluated by other teams. You come out of yesterday thinking Jarrett Stidham, Gardner Minshew, maybe Jarrett Stidham's the guy we need to take a closer look at. So Minshew was in a position to do himself a real favor yesterday, being the quarterback of a team that locked up the number 1 seed, and they lost to the Saints, and that's that. Here's Nick Sirianni, coach of the Eagles, from after the game on whether Jalen Hurts will be back for Week 18 when they need to beat the Giants to lock up that 1 seed.
He was close this week. Obviously, we'll take it one day at a time. For me to say right now and today that, yeah, Jalen's playing or no, he's not playing, I don't think is fair to anybody. And so because so many things can happen in a week and we're going to have to evaluate, we're going to have to see where he is. Nothing changes in that aspect of it. His health is the number 1 priority and not putting him in a position that is going to risk his health. And so we'll evaluate that as the week goes. And obviously, if he's ready to go, he'll play.
Look, it's hard to tell what the Eagles are really thinking, and they were insisting, both publicly and privately, they haven't thought about the permutations for Week 18. If we win and we're the 1 seed, do we sit Jalen Hurts even though it will be 5 weeks between meaningful games? If we lose, do we play him because we have to win that game in Week 18, yada, yada. And, we started that clip. You got a little of the face-touching, nose-scratching by Nick Sirianni, which makes me wonder how much truth we're actually getting out of him. But that's one thing the Eagles have shown us under Nick Sirianni. They are very good at keeping the cards close to the vest. We really don't know what they're thinking. We don't know what they're planning. We don't know what they're going to do, and we'll find out when they do it.
Yeah, they will, or we will, I should say. It's one of those things, though. If you can get out to a lead and you're playing Jalen Hurts and you can get out to a lead against the Giants, because as we mentioned before, they are locked into the 6th seed. How much are the Giants really going to want to get guys out there and get exposed them to potential injury? I don't know. But if you can get out to a lead in that game, then you might be able to pull things back and say, all right, well, we've been competitive. We've got ourselves in position to win. We can get the 1 seed. That's enough. That's all we need to do. I mean, I think that would be an ideal scenario because then you are giving Jalen Hurts those meaningful reps that he would not necessarily get otherwise if you get the 1 seed until, mid-January or later January. I don't even know what the dates are anymore, man. I'm so messed up. But the other part of it is you don't want to expose him to further injury if you don't have to. So there is a kind of tightrope that they've got to walk here. And I think the Eagles can do that. I think Nick Sirianni's proven that he is a smart head coach. He understands his players. He understands how to motivate them. He understands how to get the best out of them. So I don't know what they're going to do, but I think that they're going to make the right decision for them because I think I have confidence in Nick Sirianni to do that.
I mean, this is like a significant late season storyline. The idea that the Eagles, who we had assumed for weeks would just coast into the number 1 seed, may blow it. They may blow the division title. They may be the team that draws the short straw of having to go to Tampa Bay and face the Buccaneers by the time it's all said and done. The red hot win when they must, find the gas pedal just in the nick of time, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So Cowboys win, Eagles lose. Cowboys win the division. Eagles become the 5 seed and have to go to Tampa. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.